Hey guys, hey JTs, welcome back to Real Talk with IJ. Today we have a very interesting topic. Not interesting, like we have a very important topic to talk about. Okay, so this year, at least this January, we are going to be focused on the right things to do before getting married or before getting into a serious relationship. All right, the first steps. Okay, so we just released a video 2 days ago. I dropped a video 2 days ago where we talked about questions to ask yourself before getting into a relationship. So today we're going to be talking about questions to ask her. Okay, question to ask your girlfriend, question to ask your spouse to be, okay, before you fully commit to them, because it's very, very important. It is very, very important. And this year, like I said, you need to prioritize yourself and your mental health, especially as a man, because if you don't take care of you, nobody else will. So it is important that before you put yourself into that thing that's going to become a problem in your life, you need to be very sure that you used your clear eyes to get into it. So these 4 questions, just 4 questions, are very important questions you need to ask before getting into a committed relationship or even moving into marriage. So if you're not yet subscribed, please make sure you subscribe before you leave. And if you're already subscribed, thank you and welcome back. And the very first question I need you to ask that girl today is, what qualities are you looking for in a man? What exactly are you looking for in a man beyond just him having a big dick and spending money on you? See, now if she's an intelligent person, and you need to look out for, and you need to look for an intelligent person, because we should stop getting married to women just because they simply look beautiful. That's why a lot of marriages crash on the way. So go for brains also. Now, if she's an intelligent person, or she's a woman that already understands life and she knows exactly what she wants, she will talk about things that are more than just you having money and taking her to parties and clubs and all of that. She'll talk about a man who can raise kids, a man who can provide, a man who can protect, a man who listens, a man who has empathy, a man who's willing to emotionally connect, a man who really loves her and all of that. Like, she will go in depth to tell you these qualities that she's looking for in a spouse. She will not just talk about a man who takes me to Paris. Paris. I don't know how you guys pronounce it. Sorry, I'm local. Okay, so she's not going to just talk about traveling the world, a man who will travel the world with me, a man who will buy me Birkin's bag, a man who will give me all of the jewelries in the world. Like, she needs to talk reality. So make sure that you pay attention, especially when you see, before you ask her this question, also you can do your own research and personally ask yourself, like, what exactly am I also looking for in a woman? Because chances are she's going to throw that question back to you, right back immediately, because she also wants to know if you have sense, if she's also willing to be in a committed relationship. So she's going to ask you, what qualities are you looking for in a woman? Okay, so this is basically asking someone, what are you bringing to the table? Okay, so it's not just about money. You need to be bringing more also as a man. Okay, second question you should be asking, and bro, this is very, very important. You need to talk about finances. Now, this is very important when you guys already past the talking stage, and in fact you're looking towards marriage with this person. So this is not question you ask on the first date. This is question you ask someone who's already your girlfriend, and now you're willing to commit, make her a fiance, or officially go see her parents and marry her. So these are like the last minute questions. These are not something you ask on the first date. Don't go and mess up. Okay, good. So that being said, you should talk about finances. You should ask her about finances. Like, what does she think about finances? Is it going to be a 50-50 thing? Is it going to be like, we provide, we take care of the home? Because yeah, I watched a dating show also the other day, and the girls, they saw this guy looking so fine, and they all didn't want to pop their balloons, and they were all saying, oh yes, I don't mind 50-50, I don't mind 50-50. Like, don't listen to it, okay? As a man, listen. Your main goal, apart from every other thing, is to provide. Now, I'm not saying that your woman should be a dummy and just, waste your money. But as a man, you want to keep your respect and your identity as a man. Provide for your household. Okay? Even if a woman agrees to 50-50, don't live by it. Okay? Don't live by it. That's my personal advice. Just make sure that you try to provide everything you can. And I hope that she also reciprocates, because that's one way for her to also show love to you. So it shouldn't be, my money is my money and your money is our money. It should not be like that. Okay? So make sure that you go for a woman who is willing to bring out her money to take care of the home. So let's say you work a 9 to 5 and your salary comes in late and her salary comes in early. It is okay for her to take care of all of the bills, and when your salary come, you can give her back the money, or you can use the money to do other stuff, or just give her money in general, because as a man you should be giving your woman money to take care of your woman. But she should have the mentality as a human being that if the money is not there presently and she's entering this relationship or this marriage because she really loves and care about you, she should be willing to spend her money. So she should not just be selfish with her money and wait, if they, even if the house is burning down, she doesn't care, you must provide or nobody's going to eat in this house. Don't go for somebody like that. Okay, so it is important that you talk about finances, because some women are very strict with the whole 50-50. Like, if you don't provide, she's not providing. If you don't pay the school fees, she's not paying it. Or if you don't bring your 50% from it, she's not bringing the 50%, and the children are going to be at home. Okay, so it's important that you talk about finances, because when you talk about finances, you talk about trust, because money is a big deal. If you don't trust people, you can talk about your money. So you need to make sure you have built trust. And if you guys do not have trust amongst yourself, you will not be very open about finances. Now, when it comes to having joint bank accounts and all of that, look for a financial advisor to advise you on all of those. But it is important that at least you talk about finances. And also, when it comes to talking about finances, you need to let your woman know if you're in debt. Okay, don't be sneaky. Do not be sneaky. Let her know if you're in debt and you have issues and you're rushing into marriage because you feel like she can solve it. Please do not be bad like that, because that's how you make a woman become a bad person, or she just begins to resent you in that marriage because you took advantage of her and you just wanted to use her to clear all of your debt. So don't be that kind of a bad man. And also, just make sure you check with the financial advisor when it comes to marriage. Thirdly, it is very important that you talk about how you're going to raise your kids. Kids are very important when it comes to talking about marriage or getting ready for marriage. You need to talk with your partner to know if they are willing to have kids, if she even has a womb at all, because some women have damaged their wombs and some women just have issues. All right. Now you need to be prepared to talk about this. Some women also have PCOS, which is a medical condition that sometimes makes it hard for women to conceive. So it is important that you talk about having kids or not having kids, so that when you get into the relationship, you're not shocked that your woman is barren. Because yes, there are barren women. Okay, so talk about kids. And also, apart from being barren, there are women who just don't want to have kids at all. So it is important that you talk about it. Don't just jump into it because, oh, it's love at first sight and you're in Tokyo, so love in Tokyo, and you just get married. Like, don't be doing that. Okay, don't do that in 2024. All right, so talk about kids. Talk about how many kids you're gonna have. Okay, talk about, especially if you're Nigerian. Listen. A lot of Nigerians have issues with having male kids. Okay, boy child. So talk about it. Let her know if it's okay that you guys never conceive a male child. Don't, it's very important. Okay, don't act like, oh, it doesn't matter if it's all girls, and then when it's all girls you want to bring in a second wife, or you go get a girl pregnant outside because you're now looking for a male child. It is very, very important. I have seen this particular one happen in my family. Okay, it was a big issue with my cousin and his wife. It was a very big issue. So it's important that you make your wife understand that I'm going to love them male or female, and if it's all female, I'm going to love them anyways, and I'm not going to have another wife. Okay, or we'll come to we will come to an agreement if we definitely need a male child. So talk about kids. Okay, don't just say when we get to the bridge we will cross it. It's going to be a serious issue in the future. Talk about kids, and while you're talking about how many kids you're going to have and if they're going to be male or female or whatnot, talk about how you're going to raise them. Okay, talk about their names, like who is going to give the names, because I know also in a lot of Nigerian culture, the parents wants to name the kids, the parents wants to give them some kind of traditional names, and they want you to stick with it and all of that. Like, that can also be an issue, because I have also seen that happen in my family also. So it is important that you and your spouse talk about, I have some names in mind and we're going to run it through our parents, or we're just going to discuss and we're going to agree that this is what we'll call our kids, and that's it. Because some families are actually very strong. So be careful that you talk about all of this, so that you don't get married tomorrow and then you start having issues. Your mother wants to have a say, your father wants to have a say, her mom wants to have a say, her dad wants to have a say, all the villagers wants to have a say, all the community people want to have a say. Talk about how you're going to raise your kids, so that you both know that we're in this together. We don't care what any other person is going to say. We don't care what our parents are going to say. If we both agree to do it, we are going to do it, and we're not going to care about what they have to say, at least not all of the times. Okay, so it is very important that you talk about kids and how you're going to raise your kids. Last on my list today is, it is very important that you talk about any health or medical challenges in your lineage, in your family, because we know that there are some issues, there are some medical condition that passes from generation to generation. So it's very important that you talk about it. You talk about if you guys have epilepsy, you talk about if you have asthma, you talk about if you have even albinoism, because this one is the biggest one that I have seen. Okay, that has been an issue for a very long time. When it comes to albinoism, it does not necessarily mean that your father has to be an albino for you to have an albino. It could be your forefathers, like 20,000 years ago, granddad that used to be an albino, and then in this generation you just get an albino child. And for a lot of people, it's an issue. People who are not well educated about it, it's an issue. Some people will think you cheated, you slept with a white man, it's not their baby. I'm so dark, why am I having a light kid, light skin, baby? So it is important that you make your research about your family, in case you don't know, because some people don't even know about their family history. It's important that you find out and then you discuss it with your spouse. As a man, it's important that you try to find out if she has any family health issue: high blood pressure, low blood pressure, diabetes, okay, sugar problem. It's important that you find out. And if it's something that is okay, you guys can work on it, that's perfectly fine. While you're at it, also genotypes and all of that, because you want to have sickle cell babies, that's going to drain you mentally and financially, and you don't want to be doing that. If you are both AS, then make sure you're not getting married. Like, there's nothing like what God cannot do does not exist. Don't put yourself in that drama. Okay, our God is all strong and powerful, but don't even go and stress our Father in heaven. It's better that you go your separate ways and look for people that you guys are compatible. You can't both be carriers of sickle cell and you say you're in love. Like, not in this generation. Don't do it. Okay, so it is important you talk about every underlying family health challenges, so that you know the ones you can manage and the one that you cannot manage. So that's the end of the video for today. Let me know what you think about the video in the comment section, and give me your own suggestions. What other important questions do you think that you need to ask your spouse, or you need to ask your girlfriend, before you finally make it official and make it marriage, so that you don't get divorced after 2 months of marriage and all of that. All right, now if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe before you leave, okay? And if you're already subscribed, mwah. All right, so I will see you next time. Make sure you like this video, smart thumbs up, okay? And make sure you share. We need to keep sharing this January. It's very, very important. Make sure you share so other people can see it. So I will see you next time. Keep living life, keep being champs, and bye for now. Mwah.